Good morning, my lovies. I hope you are doing very well. We are still thinking about you every single day and missing you. Today, I'm going to chat to you about dinosaurs. Who knows what a dinosaur is? Do you know what a dinosaur is? Let me show you. I have an amazing dinosaur book, and these are dinosaurs. And a long time ago, there used to be dinosaurs on Earth, but they are now extinct. What extinct means is there are no more dinosaurs on Earth for many years. All of them died. There are none left, so they are extinct. But we can still learn about dinosaurs because you know what? Over time, long time, many years, the dinosaur bones sunk into the ground and became part of our rock. And we get people, their job is called an archaeologist, and they've got very special tools that they use, and they dig until they get to the rock, and then they use a little chisel and a little hammer and special tools, and they find the bones in the huge rocks and boulders, and then they can see the bones, and then we can see what those dinosaurs used to look like. Okay, so just like our animals that we have that are living still today, we have plant eaters and we have meat eaters. So today, our plant eaters and meat eaters that are still alive are, for instance, a meat eater is a lion. One of the meat eaters are a lion. They eat little buck, and they catch them, and they've got sharp teeth, and they eat the meat of the buck. And then we have plant eaters like elephants and buck that eat grass and leaves off the trees, and we call them plant eaters. Now, in the time of the dinosaurs, many years ago, long time ago, we also had plant eaters and meat eaters. Now, look at this meat eater. His name is a T-Rex, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a T-Rex. And they had sharp teeth and claws, and they would catch smaller dinosaurs and eat the meat. So they are meat eaters, or like we call today carnivores. And then there were also plant eaters. Plant eaters ate leaves and grass and plants, and look at the long neck to reach the leaves up high in the trees. This one's name is a Brachiosaurus because it has a knob on its head, and when there's no knob on the head, it's called a Brontosaurus. Yes, that's right. So there were meat eaters and there were plant eaters. But today we're not going to learn about the T-Rex or about the Brachiosaurus. I'm going to teach you about the Stegosaurus. So let's first, yes, you can hold them and show the family of Stegosaurus. You can pack them out here. I want to show you first, before we talk about the Stegosaurus, I want to show you, look at the word dinosaur. All of these animals I showed you now are dinosaurs. This is how we write the word dinosaur. It looks like a very hard word, but if we make it smaller and we clap it, listen what it sounds like. You can clap with me. Dinosaur. 3 claps. Did you hear that? Dinosaur. And we can break the word into smaller parts like that. Dinosaur. Then it's much easier to spell. So you can try it home. You can get a crayon or a pen and a paper and try and write the word dinosaur. And just remember, it's 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Dinosaur. That's correct. And the dinosaur we're going to learn about today is the Stegosaurus. Look how strange he looks, right? He's also got a very big name. His name looks like this. Stegosaurus. Sure, what a big name. Let's clap it to see how many claps. Stegosaurus. How many claps was that?
4.
4. So, Stegosaurus. Then it's much easier to spell when you clap a name. Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus. Go and try and write his name, okay? Let me tell you all about the Stegosauruses. Let's have a look at what they looked like. Okay, if you have a look, they had these things, we'll learn the name of that now, on their backs. They had these things on their tail, we'll learn the names. They had short legs and a small head, and they did not have sharp teeth. So if you have a nice look, they didn't have sharp teeth. That's how we know they were plant eaters, okay? They did not eat meat. For meat, you need sharp teeth. For leaves and grass, you don't. Let me show you in the book. Can you see? This is a Stegosaurus. A Stegosaurus. Can you see? These on their tails. Show them on the Stegosaurus, Yui. These, show them on the tail. These are called spikes, okay? They had spikes on their tails. Do you know why? To protect themselves from other predators, from the meat eaters, like the T-Rex, that would want to come and catch them. They would use the spikes on their tails, let's see, to protect themselves from the meat eaters. Okay, so that protected them. They would defend themselves. Were there, what? Were there spikes? There's spikes. This part, let's just see here. They had scales. They had scales here on their back. And the first thing that the scales did was it helped them to not get too hot. Okay, it helped them to get not so hot. It cooled them down, helped them to cool down in the hot, hot weather. And it also, they used it to brag by the girls. They tried to get a female or a girlfriend with their impressive scales on their back. And there are 2 rows of scales on their back. Show them, Yui. Turn the Stegosaurus around to show there's 2 rows. 1, 2.
1, 2.
Rows of scales on their back. And that was to cool them down, and it was also to impress the girl dinosaurs, the females. Okay, here's another picture of a Stegosaurus, as you can see. Do you see that?
Yeah, let me show you.
Yeah, will you hold it? Okay, if we can just zoom in a bit to there. I want to show you, this is how big a Stegosaurus was. Do you see that? Yeah, you can see it was bigger than an elephant, and that's how much bigger than a human. A human would only reach up to his tail. That's how big he was, okay? He was 9 meters long. So if you go and you take 9 big steps, you can pause the video, you can take 9 long steps. You'll see how long 9 meters is. And that is how long a Stegosaurus was. Very, very long. And they were in height, how high they were? 3.7 meters high or tall. And that is 4 steps, nearly 4 steps. So take 4 big steps. That's how big they were. I also want to zoom in here on the continents. Can you see that? Do you see the continents? Do you remember I've taught you about the continents? It's North America, South America, Africa, Africa, Europe and Asia, Australasia, Antarctica, Antarctica. So if we remember that continent song, it shows us here with arrows exactly where they found the bones of these Stegosauruses. All right, they found it in North America and in Europe. They did not find any Stegosaurus bones in Africa, so it looks like there never was on our continent any Stegosauruses. But in North America and in Europe, yes, there were. Okay, the last thing I want to show you, very interesting, is I want to show you what the Stegosaurus bones looked like that they found underground. Let me just find it in my book. I'm sure it is here.
Let me help. Yeah, I'll find it for you. You can tell them about more stuff.
Okay. Let's just have a look.
I can find it.
I know you can. saw it earlier.
Do you mean this?
No, not that one. It's where they show what a fossil looks like.
Yeah.
Look at this. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is what an archaeologist does. They dig under the ground, they find a rock, and they use a chisel and a hammer.
Here's the chisel and the hammer.
There's the tools, you're right. And they found these bones. Look at this, and they put all the bones together, and it is a stegosaurus. Do you see that? It's this one. It's this one's bones. Can you see that? I can see the spikes on the tail and the scales on the back, and they found these bones, and it's called a fossil because it was in the rock. Now that is all for today. That's what I'm going to teach you about. So go and have a nice chat with your mommy and daddy about stegosauruses, what they were like, if they were plant eaters or meat eaters, and go and try and write the words. And there's one more funny thing I want to tell you about the stegosaurus. Do you notice that their heads are very small? Look, they have small heads. Do you see that? That means they have very small brains. So you know what that means? Their brain was only as big as an acorn. And that means they weren't very clever, my lovies. They couldn't think very well. They weren't very clever. And you know what else? They weren't very fast either. They only could walk 6 kilometers per hour. That means they used to walk as slow as we do, us humans. They aren't as fast as a cheetah. No. They aren't as fast as a car. No. They can only walk slowly, like a human, like us. They were slow and they weren't very clever. But at least they were very impressive with their scales, right? Okay. You must have a lovely afternoon and day further, and see you soon. Bye.